Okay, Shir sponsor Lu Nishma Sami Akashom Navas Yitzchok. We're holding in Bava Kamo Dav Tzadik Vov. We're starting that Sekem with base in the bottom. So we're a little bit in the middle of a sugya. The Gemara says that Omer Li Ravinu Lavash. That's where we stopped, which is 7 lines or 6 lines on the bottom. 7 lines on the bottom. Omer Li Ravinu Lavash. Ravinu to Ravashi. Mi Omer Shmuel Bal Choiv Lelokach Yoiv L'Shvach. Does Shmuel say, we just learned that the Bal Choiv, when he goes and he collects the karka, he takes the land, so he gives he gives back to the Lokach, to the buyer who lost his land, right? Because the lender, Reuben, lent money to Shimon. Shimon had a land and he sold it to Levi. So Reuben goes to Shimon and says, give me my money, I don't have money. He goes to Levi, takes it away. Levi didn't do anything wrong. You take the land, you have to pay him for the shvach. Says the Gemara, Shmuel Bal Choiv goes to the shvach. Shmuel said that the shvach goes to the Bal Choiv. So the Gemara Amalei, lo kasha. Kam b'shvach ha-magiel l'ksefayim, kam b'shvach she'ein magiel l'ksefayim. Here we talk about shvach that reaches the shoulders. Here shvach she'ein doesn't reach the shoulders, doesn't mean reaching the shoulders. So the way Rashi learns is shvach ha-magiel l'ksefayim means it's ready to be harvested. It doesn't need the land anymore. That belongs to the buyer. He didn't have time to cut it off the land. But like, if you cut it off first, the Bal Choiv to take it. So now that he took it, you have to give it back to him. Shach Shem again to find me, it still needs the land, still needs to go. Toys learns a little differently, brings 2 other pshatim. It's not the main sug of it. The main sug is in Bava Basra. But let's say one pshat Toys Rabbeinu Tab says that something which takes a lot of Torah, it's very hard to do, that you have to pay back the buyer. And when you don't have to pay back. Says the Gemara, look around every day. Shmuel does begoive everything. In other words, the Bal Choiv can take even when it's fully harvested, according to Rashi. I'll tell you the answer. That's like Bava Mudav on top. Depends what the Bal Choiv's right is. If the Bal Choiv, the lender, he lent $1,000. The land is worth $800, and the fruits that grew in the land are worth $200. She says, listen, my loan is $1,000. Take whatever I have over here. I have here $800 plus $200. Let me take it. But if his loan is only $800 and the land is worth $800 plus $200 fruits, so you can't take the fruits because you don't deserve it. So then you have to give back to the buyer. All this works well. If you hold, then let's say comes the lender, again, Reuben lend money to Shimon. He goes to Shimon, give me my money, I don't have money. Where's your land? I sold my land to Levi. So he goes to Levi, he says, Levi, I'm taking away the land, I came before you. Levi, let's say, has money. Levi says, listen, I love this land, I just built a beautiful house over here. Take the money. I'll give you money, and you leave the land by me. Can he be misalik? Can you tell him, take the money, leave me, and go? So Gemara says,
what do you do with the improvement on the land?
Let's say they pay for everything. Let's say whatever. In other words, that we spoke. The improvement is a discussion. We spoke about it. Does it take or doesn't take it? That discussion we had before. The whole discussion doesn't begin. It's only if you say that that the Levi can't pay him off, because then you have a discussion. But the Mandome says, but if you say that the guy, if he has money, you can tell him to go away, label, you should tell him. If I had money, I'll just pay you off. If you hold that the shvach belongs to the buyer, meaning that whatever he expends and put money into it, we hold that he does have to give it back to the buyer. Reuben has to give it back to Levi. So what is the Gemara saying? There's 2 ways to give it back. Either you give it back with the land, or you give it back, in other words, the shvach that you're giving, do you say that the Gemara said before, do we pay him money? That's really just to focus zoom over here. This is back to what the Gemara said at the end of yesterday's daf. The Gemara said, can you misakle bezuzah or not? Comes the lender and takes the land. and he has a shvach. Do you tell him that he gives him a part of the land of the shvach, or he gives him the money for the shvach? So the more, if the buyer could pay off the lender, so of course he has to give them the land. Why? Because if I had money, I could tell you to leave, to go away. Now I don't have money, but you have to pay me money. So that's as if I have money. So give me the land. Give me at least a portion of the land. Keneged by Yitzhak. So the reason why it's down again over here, because you're talking about not a regular loan. Regular loan, you're right. Regular loan, if, according to Mandama the holds, the Levi is able to pay off the lender, so if the Levi is able to pay off the lender and is able to give the lender money, so Koshik, he could tell the lender, I want the land, the value of my money that you have to give me. So the Gemara had a discussion before. Does the lender give the buyer money, or he gives him back land? If the buyer has the right to kick away the lender, give him the money, so of course he should be able to take the money back. He should be able to take the land back. He could have paid money and just get him away from everything. So the Gemara, no, because this is talking about a specific case. The case of a poitiki. A poitiki is different. A poitiki, when you have, this is my own land, it's considered to be as if it belongs to the lender. It's as if it was never belongs to the buyer. That's why you have a discussion where you can give it. Okay. That's really the end of yesterday's sugya. Says the Gemara, Gozal v'ishbiach u'mocher. Gozal v'ishbiach v'hoyrish. So someone stole a field, and he improved it, and then he sold it. He stole it, he improved it, and he bequeathed it. Mashishbiach mochar, mashishbiach hoyrish. So whatever he was mishbiach, he gave it to him. Why? As Rashi says, we're talking according to Mandoma that says that the Gazdon keeps the shvach. Right? We learned before in yesterday's daf that the Gazdon can keep the shvach. Maybe it's mechza shlishuvia. Whatever right the Gazdon has to keep in the shvach, he can keep it. So wherever he can keep, he can give also to the one he's bequeathing to. Wherever he can keep, he can give it to the one who is what he sold it, right? What happens if the Gazlan didn't mishbiach? The buyer that bought it for him, he did the shvach. So by the Gazlan we learned before, they have to cross the shavim, and whatever he's mishbiach, you leave it by him. But what about the buyer? Says the Gemara, but the buyer, the Pashta, after asked the question, he said, Pashta answer, this is a rule in Hilchos Mechira. So whatever, when one sells land to somebody else, he's giving it to him with all the rights of the land. So if the first one had a tax abatement, he gives a tax abatement. He gave him any right that the first one had, the second one takes. So the first one had a right to do shvach, the second one takes that right as well.
Why would you think that?
Because he doesn't have to cost the shavim. He's not doing tshuva.
The Gazlan, a third party that has nothing to do with it, and he makes the property.
No, the Gazlan sold the field. Now he went.
But had he not sold it and he had just improved the field,
he would keep it. He didn't improve the field. Someone else, the buyer improved the field. But the buyer improved the field is not a Gazlan. So it's not the cost of shavim.
That's my point. As the Gazlan improves and gives you for sure a third party.
So the only reason is because he gave him a schus. But if without that, if it goes with logic here, there's no logic. Because he's not the cost of shavim. He's not going to do tshuva. There's no tshuva, but this guy didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Says the Gemara, boy, Yishbiach or Vikachov. What happens if a guy did the shvach? This we don't say anymore. We don't do it for a guy. If a guy is mishbiach, so then in Echanami, the Balachov can go and take it. No, we're talking about the guy sold it to a Jew. So I bet he got that Jew in it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, the Jew bought from a guy, so he has the same status as the guy. So I'll tell you what the case is talking about. The tzricho, going to Gazal Yisrael, the Jew stole it. And he sold it to a guy. He improved it. And he sold it back to Israel. So a Jew took it. The guy bought it. The guy now returned to Israel. The Jew stole it. The beginning was Israel. The other Israel, the end of the day is Israel. After about the kanto, so they do it the kano. Because the mice are going in the middle. After about the kanto, and what is it going to say? Takeaway. Our takeaway, what do we do when we have a gray in the middle? Says the Gemara, someone stole a tree from his friend the Katli and he uprooted it. Even though he took it from the land of the first person, brought it to his own land and planted it over there, like Kanya. Why? There's no Shinui over here, it's the same tree. And there's no Shinui Hashem. The one is going to focus on Shinui Hashem. Shinui Hashem means that he changed the name. The tree was the same tree. The tree in the land of Reuben. The tree in the land of Shimon is the same name. So he tells him, it says the Gemara, my time Mikor Dikli Mikri, Ashtonami Dikli Mikri was called a tree, it's called a tree still. Dikli David Guvi, if it was a tree, and he made it into Guvi, what's Guvi? Rashi says in Laz is trinkish, which means he cut it into pieces. Loikon. Why? Ashtonami Guvi Dikli Mikri, still called pieces of the tree. It's not called, it's still the same name. Guvi Vavduruk Shur, but if you made it into wood, into a piece of wood, Kani, that is Kani. Why? It changed his name. It's not anymore tree. Kshuri Ravrve Vavdinu Kshuri Zutre. He was was large wood, and he made the small wood, like Kani. It's still the same name. Avdinu Kitutsaiso, but if you made it into small boards, it changed it again, Kani. So everything you have to change, either Shina Meister or Shina Hashem. Homer Rava, Haiman de Gazo, this has to do with Hilchus Sukkah. That's like Yeshiva, everybody enjoys the Sukkah of Yom Bakamo. Homer Rava, Haiman de Gazo, Lulivo ve'avdinu hutzi. Someone who stole a lulav in, comes from the palm tree, and he made it into hutzi, which is, he took the leaves from it. Koni, it's Koni. The Mikar lulav, you make a beginning, it's called a lulav. Hash to hutzi, that's called a hutzi. Hutzi ve'avdinu chufya, whatever it did to chufya, which is a broom. Right? He changed the hutzi, he took the leaves, made it into a broom. Kani, Mikar hutzi, hash to chufya. It was called a hutzi, now it's called chufya. Chufya ve'avdinu sharshura, which is a rope, like Kani. My tamado, sosli ve'avi chufya. So chufya is basically, you take these pieces of the leaves and make it into a broom. But they made a rope out of it, he made it into some kind of, he combined it together, it's very easy to untie them, especially when we talk about the leaves of a palm tree, and they go back to the original state. What happens when the term is nechlik? We have different Mashitas and Rishonim. What is the term? It summarizes over here in the bottom. The way we paskin la halacha, the term is like the third pshat of Taisis, is when you have the middle leaf of the lulav goes up. That middle leaf has two sides to it. Every leaf of the lulav we have has it's double. So the two leaves have to be together until the top. And if they open up, so then the lulav becomes puzzle. So therefore what? So nitlagat chermis, the chermis is divided. Now, if the chermis was cut off, the middle leaf was cut off, then it's puzzle. Says the Gemara, we learn from here what? That's like volume base. My love, same way you take it off, it's a problem. So also if it's divided, it's a problem. No, if you take it off, it's missing. Here, nothing is missing, just open. Someone say, they say it's the same. And this is where it goes down. It comes to Hilchus, when you go to the halachas of Sukkos, when you have a lulav, the middle one has to be closed. And if it's open, depends on how open it is, in order to be a problem. Hikaradin has to open a tefach, or divide it. But the machmirim, that's why you look at the lulav with a loop, try to look, is to see that these two things are completely attached and completely symmetrically closed. Says the Gemara, someone took earth from his friend. They made out of it a brick. Look on it. My time would do it's very easy to put it back to make it into offer. But if you took a brick him in to offer, he's coin. My maybe he turned it into a new brick. When I take a brick and I crumble it into earth, and then I create it again, make it into brick again, so it's not the same brick. It's never the same brick. No, offer yes. If I had offer, I turned it into brick and turned it back into offer, it went back to its original state. It's the same offer. But if it was a brick, a tsura doesn't go back to the same thing. You're not creating the same tsura. It's very chadosh. Follow up with a similar thing. Ayman goes on nischu mechaver. He took a piece of silver from his friend. Follow up with zuzi. May I have money? Like on my time you can make it back into silver. But if it's the opposite, zuzi ve'avdinu nischu was coins, make it into silver. Koni. My zuzi can make it coins again. But the chadosh is b'olakan. It goes back to it's a new thing. If it was old and made new, it's not coin, right? Because it was dark. It's the same thing. If it's all new and made it dirty, coin. Maybe you'll say, okay, just clean it back. The idea of it never goes back to be so clean as it was originally. The original cleanliness is not the same thing like the washed up cleanliness. All goes based at the beginning of the example. What's the rule coming to have? Stole a young ram and became into a big ram. A calf that became into an ox. Now it's a shini biyadu v'kron. It's a shini is kind. So he does tichum mechira. He is it's this. So the chiddush is even though it's natural, he didn't do any shinui. Just grew up. That's also considered to be a shini. How Gabriel the Gozel Padno the Toy Mechaver. He took a pair of oxen from his friend. Also carbo. He
I'm trying to get on for the last 15 minutes.
Hey, what happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to come in person.
You have to go in person. That's the conclusion.
Yeah, be
Where you hold it?
We're in the Tzayik Vavim with base in the middle of Amma. So, How Gabriel almost. We'll get to the mission in 1 minute. How Gabriel the Gaza Padno the Toy Mechaver. He stole a pair of oxen from his friend. Also carbo. He went in and he plowed with him. Zara Zaro, and he planted. The Seifa Jumar, he brought it back to the owner. Also coming to Abnach, he came to Abnachman. All Zil Shemish Shvach go do a value the Shvach. Right? Go do value the Shvach. So and see that in other words, the Gazlan made the oxen worth more. Made them more fatter. So if he made him fatter, he made him bigger. So if so he should be able to. So he has to get paid for that. Only Rabbi Torah Hashbach, I will Hashbach in 1 second. But he used the oxen to plow his fields.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't pay for the improvement on
He
pays for the improvement of the land.
No. He stole oxen, took it to his own land.
Correct.
And he proved it. Now, he's going back. He said, by the way, the oxen are worth more. I fed them. I made them good. So he said, okay, so we have to, let's pay that, give that back to the Gazan, whatever he improved. So 1 second, says Rava. But the Gazan benefited from the shore. While he used his own land. So let's take that into account. Yeah. I'm not saying pay the whole thing, half. Only but by Xelo, we don't say that. We give it back as it is. In other words, by Xelo, I'm not doing half. He gives it the way the original value was. Always by Xelo, I don't know if it changed, it improved, it became fatter, it became bigger, you don't pay for it. Right? It was of Nachman. When I'm sitting in din, like don't get involved. My friend, Huna said about Nachman. Ana v'Shmuel Achi Medina. Me and Shmuel are the same in din. Which Shmuel? Shmuel is Shmuel. Shmuel, he has one of the nicknames of Shmuel is Shmuel, that he's so powerful, like Shmuel was the king of Persia. He was very powerful in din. When I'm doing a din, don't bother me. Why? This guy is an old Gazlon. He is a thief. And this thief, I have to come and punish him. So here, just 30 seconds of 2 hours over here. Number one is that you call your Shmuel Shmuel. Shmuel has different nicknames. It's called Shakud, it's called Aryuch. But here it seems to be, why is it called Shmuel? Because the second point we're going to get to. Here's one of the sources brought down that you see the basic can punish without din Torah. There is din Torah when to punish. When do you Chayav Nomin, when do you Chayav Miso. But when Beis Din see that someone is doing something wrong, they can go ahead and punish him. And that's why there's La'al Na'amor written by Rav Huna Margolius says it in it too. He has a maimer that he wrote. It's called Batei Mishpat B'Yisrael. When the Am Yisrael were building the court system in Israel, they wanted to know Dinei Torah. So how are you going to do in a regular state? If you're going over B'Yichus Torah, what happens when a guy is stealing and there's no 280? You know the guy stole. What are you going to do? You can't have him, woman. Is the jail? There's no jail in the Torah. So he said, no, there is a concept that you can do something based on your own understanding, which is not part of Torah, if basically you need to do it. Similarly, that's the reason here, Dafka, we call Shmuel Malko, like the Persian king, who knows how to handle a country, state, how to deal with things, even though they're not Dinei Torah, but it's more of a management of society. Okay, Zog the Mishnah.
You mean like Joe Biden?
Zog the Mishnah. Gozal behemo veiskino. Avodim veiskino. He stole a behemo, became old. Or slaves became old. Mishak shatak zel. It's a shinui. By avodim, you don't say that. Why? As we learned earlier, you hold the avodim avadim of a karka. And by karka, there's no shinui. Gozal matbea v'nizek. He took a coin and had a crack in it. Pears v'eki were fruits that got spoiled. Yain v'yichmitz. The wine got bitter. Mishak shatak zel. Why? It changed. So, but if the coin did not change physically, it changed only in usage. The coin looks the same, but it's nifsat. You can't use it in this kingdom. Truma v'nitvis, or truma, it became truma. Tummy, you don't see it's tummy. Chametz v'avala pesach. It's still chametz, and pesach passed by. Behema when he's after ba'avera. Not behema, someone did the reveal with her. You don't see any difference in the behema. Or you should still not give him his back. It became possible to grab his back because of different things. Or it goes to skill again, the name didn't change. As long as it didn't change, even though it's worthless, you can give it back the way it is. That's what it says. We'll get back there when we get to the Gemara.
Shouldn't it make a difference what the matbeh is? The matbeh is just representing whatever the matbeh is worth, or represents currency. There's a difference in currency.
Right, but in Zelo, you go based on how things look like.
Yeah, but if you have
physically.
a matbeh that's not the currency anymore.
Right, but it's physical.
It's not, but you're not.
The word says over here, the Chiddush, the coin, what you do by Exela is only what the thing looks like. So if you see the change, you do it. If you don't know. Question is, and this is maybe the Shayla JJ was referring to, is what about Shini Hashem? I didn't say Shini Hashem. It changed his name. So, the Pashta's answer is, because right now it did not change his name. It was a fruit, it's still a fruit. You can't eat it, you could eat it. It was a coin, it's still a coin. You can't use it. Okay, let's see a few more lines we'll get to the two dots. Even if it did not get old, but it just lost its value. It became sick. Yeah, it needs to be weak and it doesn't get back. If it can get back, so it's a temporary thing. I don't say shine. But if it became ill in a way that can't go back, like skeno, so then it's a problem. Then it's a shine. Says even if you take a tole, as we learned earlier, tole and became a ram. A governess ashore, captain became an ox. That's a shini biyod reknoy. Because it to be his, he does tvichu michir because it to be his own. So what do you see? So he's saying, even if it changes that way. So he says, so what is more saying? What he's just quoting. Pasha is just quoting. It's not arguing what we just said. We said that Kichasha is a thing. And the Gemara said, not only skin, he says, yeah, I see it. This is not, you said in the name of Rabbi Yechanan, it is, Rav Ilo said it, someone else said it. The meaning not yet. Right, okay, so let's see. Okay, you know what, let's stop over here because it's going to go until the end of the Talmud. So we'll, unless, how far are we from him? Okay, so we'll stop over here. We'll continue in the two dots based on tomorrow.
What do you do? So tomorrow night you do what?